Welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and I am the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Thursday, February 9th. Welcome back for episode number 40. I was picking the winners for the giveaways and realized that today is my 40th Flosstube. I do have some extra videos thrown in with organization and finishing and different things like this, but this is the 40th Flosstube video I have made. And coming up in a couple weeks, not next week, but the week after, it will be my 1 year Flossiversary on Flosstube. And so I'll talk a little bit about what I've decided for that in a minute, but it has been a crazy year with lots of stuff going on. Even today, I go to a mom's group at my daughter's school, and while I was there was text messages coming from other stitchy friends. Did you see the new release? Did you see? So there's so much buzzing around with market releases and retreats and all kinds of fun stuff going on in the cross stitch community. So first and foremost, I just want to welcome everyone. Those of you who have been longtime subscribers, those of you who this might be your first or second time joining, welcome and thank you for giving my channel a try, seeing what I'm working on, and hopefully something I share or show will inspire you to continue on with your craft of cross stitching. Or I do have a quilting finish to show you guys today, or previous finish to show you, but any of the other fun things I like to do, I hope that you are able to get some inspiration. And I know that I get inspiration from other fellow Flosstubers, along with people on Instagram. So the community is just so welcoming and inspiring. I know that's a big word going around, but it is. There's lots of things to be seen and shown. So I wanted to first start off today with a few different announcements, and then I'll get into some previous finishes and then go into my whips and all of my other things I normally talk about on my channel. But I wanted to first talk about Chantelle with 141 Design Company is going to be hosting a retreat on September 8th through the 10th. And it is in Williamston, Michigan. And the special guest designer is going to be Cathy from Hands On Design. So she has posted that now on Instagram and her Facebook, Chantelle, and she will have more information to come. I know tomorrow on her Flosstube Live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, she will be going into some more details as far as what to expect, and I believe she'll let you know when registration is, or she'll have some more information on her video tomorrow. So today's Thursday, the 9th, tomorrow is the 10th, so depending on when you're watching this video, her live will go up tomorrow and she will talk about it. But that's super exciting. I will be attending that retreat. And the other retreats I will be attending this year, because I've had a couple people asking me, on February 18th, so not this weekend, but the next Saturday, there's a one-day retreat at kind of my local needleworks, my second local needlework shop, Brick City Cross Stitch, which is in Ocala, Florida. They have a one-day retreat that day, and I'll be going to that. They also, and you can find this information out on their Facebook group, which is called Brick City Stitchers, and I will refer to that Facebook group later when I talk about my question for this week. But on that group, they have a document that has all their different retreats. They have a few different weekend retreats, which one of them is actually happening right now, and it goes through this weekend. And then they have some one-day retreats. So if you are local in the area and you're interested, go check out the Facebook page. Or if you want to come in town for it. And they lay out all of how you sign up and all that stuff. So I'll be going to that one, along with I will probably try to get into a few other of the one-day retreats. I'm not quite sure which ones yet. I will also be going to StitchCon Weekend A in June. I'm going to go to the retreat in Williamston with Chantelle and Hands-On Design in September. And then Friendstitch has posted it's not a lot of information, but there were 2 dates on their post. So what I believe is there will be 2 sessions, one in August and one in October. They'll be the same thing, so you would pick one or the other. And I'll probably go to one of those. For that information, follow Heart and Hand on Instagram. And I think she posted it in her Facebook group also. I'm sure Bent Creek also has posted somewhat of a teaser of that. And I'm pretty sure Friendstitch has an Instagram account too. So all of those, I'll try to put some of the links below for that too. But there hasn't been a lot released, but that's kind of out there, just FYI. So those are the ones that I am personally going to attend. There are so many other retreats. I keep seeing people posting about them. If you can follow all the many different designers and shops and things like that. But the Sable Stitchers, Lenny and Roberta, have created a website, and I believe the website is sablestitcher.net. I will post what the actual one is. I'll try to insert it below here, and then I'll also put a link in the description box. But on their website, they have a page where they list all the upcoming retreats and how they list ones they find out about. And then if you are a retreat that maybe they haven't found out about, or you are hosting a retreat, you can send them an email and they will add it to their page. So if you are looking for any other retreats, go look over on their page. I know there is a Dying to Stitch retreat. Country Sampler has a retreat I've seen some posting about. Stitch Etc. with and Annie Proper Stitcher. They're having one with Little Robin Designs. So there are retreats out there for everyone. And it depends on where you're located as to where you can get to. And then the designer, to me, the designer is a big pull to trying to get to some of the retreats. So check those all out. Follow the different designers. And that was on a different page, but I'll go ahead and talk about that. With Market coming up, all the designers are posting. They've already started, and I know some of the other ones still haven't posted yet, but they're posting sneak peeks. They're posting actual like full pictures of their releases. And that's a good way to find out about what's coming out at Market. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of designers putting out now. It can be overwhelming. You can put in pre-orders, but you can also just wait until Market happens and then see kind of the whole array of what is out there. So just if you are feeling overwhelmed, I think we all are feeling, it's all information overload right now. But just take it one day at a time, get your stitching out, and then you can always go back or make a list of things that you see, or designer, maybe a new designer you haven't seen and you want to remember and go back, then you can write it down and go back to it. Along the lines of retreats, I recently got a new basket, and this is from 1803 Ohio Farm Baskets. And I showed on my video a couple times ago my larger basket that says stitching on the front. I love it, and I have all of my SALs in that right now. And I talked about that last week, how I'm keeping track of those. But this one is a smaller basket, and this is, I'm pretty sure it's called the retreat basket. It's on her website. Anne is the owner and the maker of the baskets. They're amazing. And this is a smaller basket, and I'll put a couple projects in it that's meant to go with you to a retreat. So when I go to my retreat next weekend, I can bring a couple projects with me, and they fit in there nicely. Where I do have my large retreat tote from Creative Conjure Girl, Tammy Blaylock, and I could take that too. It's just a much bigger bag. This is smaller. If you want, this has 3 bags in it right now. I could also stick my little notions thing, or with like my scissors and stuff in here, and then I don't have such a big bag and in the way and stuff. So this is a great little basket if you're looking. They're all hand woven, so pretty. She also has another one on her site that has the hoop with some Blackbird. I believe it's Blackbird fabric, or it's a printing of it. It's really pretty too. So just to share that with you. And like I said, I'll be bringing that to my retreat next weekend, and I can take a picture and show you with it packed with my things in it. Just a little extra something to bring with you. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is, let me go ahead and show some previous finishes so we get some fun stitching in. Okay, so this is my first previous finish, and this is called Valentine's Hugs and Kisses, and I don't remember. It's by Primrose Cottage. This is from last year, and I stitched it on, I think it's 14 count pale gray gingham, and then I finished it into a pillow with some rickrack sewn on the front. And this is available as a PDF and a paper chart, and I'll put a link to this. So cute. And then this is a little chart, and I don't remember if this is free or not. I'm gonna have to, I'll look it up and I'll link it. But this is from Count Your Stitches, and it's so cute. And then this goes with, or I cross-stitched that, and then I made this table topper, which this is a pattern from, let me show it and then I'll talk. This is a pattern from Primrose Cottage, and I want to say it's called checkerboard something. I will, because it looks like a checkerboard, I will again put it in the description below because I forgot to look it up before I started. But I just love this, and this sits on my front entry table along with this little cross stitch, and it's just so cute. So it's funny because I am not a purple person, but this fabric line with the purple, I loved it so much, so I decided to make it into a table topper. So I have that, and I have one more previous finish to share, which is this. And this is Loads of Love by Little Stitch Girl. And this is on it's a 14 count Aida, and I want to say it's called Mist from Hobby Lobby. And if I recall, because someone was asking me this also, I showed this in the picture, I'm pretty sure these are all the called for colors. I stitched this before I was writing things down, and I'm pretty sure it's the called for colors. If not, they're very close. And this is from the spring section. It was where the beads went across, and then I just have some a board with Priscilla's pretty plaids on the back. And I love this. It's so simple, but the pinks are just so pretty, and the reds. So there's another previous finish. Okay, let me go back to some more announcement type of things. This coming weekend,
which is I might start it tomorrow, which is the 10th, but I think we're running it like Saturday, Sunday, 11th and 12th. So 10th, 11th, and 12th, I'll say. Myself and Alicia, who is the Fanciful Flamingo, we have a Facebook group called hashtag SYS2023. And within our group, we are doing a challenge this weekend, and it is at hashtag SYS6IN6. And it is where you would choose 6 projects, and they can be whips or new starts, and you would stitch on them 1 project for each hour. You could also pick 1 project and work on it for 6 hours, or 2 projects and work on each of them for 3, and so on. Any kind of ways that you are stitching for 6 hours. So whatever amounts of projects you want. And again, they can be whips, they can be new starts, whatever you want to do. You could also add in for one of your hours, you have a finishing hour, or maybe you are trying to do some other type of crafting, and that could be part of one of your hours for the weekend. Throughout the weekend, in our Facebook, we're going to be looking within the Facebook group. You can also post on Instagram as well. We've put some stuff on Instagram. But when the weekend is over, we will be doing some giveaways for those who have completed the SYS 6 and 6 challenge. And in order to be entered, to be drawn, you need to post a picture of you starting your project, and then post, like at the end of the weekend, all the projects that you worked on. Also, you need to use the hashtag SYS6in6. Within the Facebook group, we will put a post up, if it's not already there, telling you exactly what you need to do in order to be entered for the giveaways. If you're not interested in them, just post, use the hashtag for everyone to see what you're working on. And I'm going to show right now the things I've pulled out. I might switch things up, but this is what my plan is as of right now. So one of the things I'm going to work on for one of the hours is I'm going to pull out my Mad for Plaid stitch along, which I have not started yet. And I am going to start with spring, and I'm just going to work on it for a whole hour and see how much I can get done. If I get the whole thing done, I don't think I'll get the whole thing, but I think I can at least probably get 2 of the rows done. I might work on it for another hour to get it done, depending on how it's going. So this is one of the projects I pulled out. And again, I'm using the Cosmo floss, and I am stitching it on 30 count Twilight by Weeks Dye Works, which is like a deep navy blue. So that is one of my projects I pulled out to work on. And then I have, this is another new start, just kind of, it's something I had kitted up and I hadn't started yet, and I want to, especially after seeing all the posts about little Robin going to the Stitch Etc. retreat. I love this pattern so much. So I pulled this out. I had it all kitted up with all the floss, and I was thinking about starting this in January, and I never did. So I will for sure start this. And this is a smaller sampler, and let me see, the stitch count is 85 by 119. So it's not very big. So this is another one. And let's see. Oh, this I got from, this is a new pattern I got from Stacy Stitches Creative Studio, and this will actually be part of the giveaway this week. But Strawberry Faire from October House Fiber Arts, and this came out last year, and I never purchased it, so I got this from Stacy, and again, it'll be the giveaway, and I'm going to stitch this. So I pulled that out. And I've been on a Plum Street kick, and you'll see in my whips that I've been loving Plum Street. I have this kitted. This is Spring Delivery by Plum Street Sampler. So I would like to get this started. And then my last one, this is a project I would like to get started, but I'm not really going to focus on stitching this until March. And I'm going to be stitching this with Nicole Spohr. We both had it, or she bought it. I loved it, so I bought it, and we're gonna do a stitch along together. But I thought I have everything for this. I thought I would get it started so that whenever March 1st comes, I can just pick it back up. So I have that to work on also. So that I think is 5 projects. I might put another one in. I might pull a whip. I might not start I'm not really sure. Those are just a couple projects for the spring that I want to get working on. So I figured this weekend would be perfect to get those started. So when the end of the month comes, or next month, which is March, and I will be doing some form of a March Madness. I'm pretty sure Steel City Stitchers, they put out some type of a bracket. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with that yet, but I will do some form of that. So I might use those in that. So I just figured it would be a good weekend to get some spring stuff going, and then I can pick it up later. So that's how I'm using my 6 and 6 this weekend. Again, a lot of people last time, I think they did 6 whips. It's whatever you want to do. Also, last weekend, which I'll show what I did, Chris, the camping stitcher, she hosted a 4 and 4. So it was the same idea with 4 projects in 4 hours. And two things I started during that. I did not have 4 hours. It was my anniversary last weekend, and I had a headache, and so the stitching time was limited last weekend, but I did stitch a little bit. So, okay, now I want to talk about my 1-year Flossiversary, which is February 25th, and that is a Saturday. So what I decided to do is so next Thursday, I will have my regular Flosstube. The following week that weekend is my 1-year anniversary on Flosstube. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pre-record my video, and I will release a 1-year anniversary video on the 25th, which is Saturday. And in that video will be my Flosstube. I will have some special giveaways during that time for those of you who have or who come and watch the video, who have been there to support. Even if you're just joining in and you're interested, I'd love for you to enter. So that will be posted on the 25th, which is a Saturday again. And then what I am pretty sure I'm going to do, and just stay tuned in my Facebook group, which is called Sweetwater Stitcher. And many of you guys are already joined. And if you haven't, go over and join the Facebook group, because in the Facebook group, probably in the evening time, I'm not sure what time yet, I am going to do a Zoom. And what I'll do is I will post when I decide the time. It'll, like I said, probably be like 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll do a Zoom, and I will put the link in my Facebook group. And again, this is on February 25th. And then on the Zoom, my account, I can have up to 100 people. So depending on who's around and interested, that will be on the 25th. So that's kind of my compromise, to do my video and then also be able to interact with my viewers and things like that, to where we're not doing the Flosstube live, but we'll do pre-recorded and then that. During that live video, I will be working on this pattern, which is called Mend by Hands On Design. And this is going to be my 1-year Flossiversary stitch along. I haven't come up with a hashtag yet, but this is the pattern that I will be using for my stitch along. So if anyone else is interested, which a lot of you I saw posting that you were interested, grab your pattern, grab your floss, fabric, whatever you want to do it on, and join me in stitching along. To do the stitch along, all you need to do is get the pattern, get your materials, and start on the day, start sometime around, and then you'll use the hashtag to post pictures. If you are stitching along and you want to start it and you want to get on the Zoom with us and start it, that would be so fun and great. I am not going to use this same fabric. I will probably use the called for floss, but I'm going to pick different fabric, and I'm going to finalize that next weekend when I go to Brick City. They have tons of different fabrics, so I'm going to take this with me and figure that out. So I will post a picture potentially at the retreat. So next weekend is the 18th, once I decide on what I'm going to do. And then you can do the same or pick different or whatever. I was talking with Carrie, Tiger Lily Designs, and I was just asking her what she thought. And she was thinking maybe a light purple would be pretty, or an aqua. So I'm going to look around and see what they have at Brick City, and then I'll decide from there. But I wanted to tell you, if you're interested, or if you have this in your stash, which some people said that they did, this is what we're going to do for the stitch along, and it's going to start on February 25th. I have not made one of these pin cushions either, but I am going to watch a video on how to do it. And then when I'm finished, which I'm going to stick with the stitch along. And I'm not having like specific end dates. So it's kind of like a start along, but I am going to work to get it finished. I will work on doing a video, and maybe it'll be like a Facebook Live and we can build the pin cushion together or something, but I thought that would be fun. So again, February 25th, this is going to be a stitch along, and we are also going to have a Zoom sometime in the evening, and I'll post that in the Facebook group closer. And then my regular video will not be on Thursday that week. It'll be on Saturday. Okay, 2 more announcement types of things, and then I will show my whips. So an idea that I had, and I haven't started it yet, is I have shown so many free charts, whether they're Valentine's, Christmas, whatever. And so I thought I am going to get a binder, and a lot of the charts that I've shown, I haven't had time to stitch them. So I have printed them all, and I'm going to put them into a binder, and then next year and I'll probably put them by season. So like the Valentine's together, and then if I know there's some St. Patrick's Day ones, and even like a general tab, I'll make some divider tabs and put the charts in there. So then I have a binder with all of my free charts. So I can go back and refer to them if I see someone else stitching it and I want to stitch it, or I can add to the binder and so forth. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that I was thinking of doing that. Chrissy, Finally a Farm Girl, who is going to market this year also, she has a new website, and I wanted to make sure to mention that. It is finallyafarmgirl.com. when you go to her website and you sign up for her newsletter, and I'm not sure if this is limited or it will always be, but she emails you a free Matilda chart, and it's very cute. So if you love her Matildas, or if you just love Chrissy, finally a farm girl like we all do, go check her website out. It's really great. It's very user friendly, and she has lots of good stuff on there. So go check that out. And I think that is all for those notes. All right, let's get to some whips from this week. So this whip is part of Colorado Cross Stitcher has a winter camp, and her winter camp this year was to pick a piece that goes along with a collection you have, or you are starting, or you're trying to have. And I have lots of starts on red samplers. I have one antique, and I haven't yet finished one, but I'm going to. That is a collection I want to have. So I decided to start this from, and I don't even know how to say it. I don't want to show the chart. Let me see if I can show it without showing the chart. This is what it's called from the Ooh La La book. But this is what it looks like. So I decided to do this for my winter cross stitch camp. And it's hosted by Colorado Cross Stitcher, and you post a picture on Instagram. And so this is how far I got. I dyed, and of course now I don't remember. Oh, I am using cherry cobbler. I dyed this fabric with walnut crystals. It was white, and I dyed it myself. And so I have a small start there. I'm trying to put a couple threads in a day. This is only one day's worth. But I want to get back to this. I want to get some more small red samplers done. So I have that in a bag by Buckleberry Quilts. It's red, so it reminds me it's my red sampler book. And in this book, I also have my collector's heart. And I have this chart. So these are kind of my red stitches that I have going, and I'll keep them in this bag and keep it down with all my stuff. And then when I feel like working on it, I can pull it out. I also have some blue ones going, so I kind of have all the monochromatics. When I feel like picking it up, I pick it up. This is a new project that I got. I saw Chelsea Stitching Wren on Instagram, who is one of Annie B's daughters. She pulled this out to work on for the hashtag Jane Austen 2022 SAL, I think is what it was. I had started a different Jane Austen piece, and I kind of decided I didn't want to do it again. Plum Street. And I love this. My book club, my family book club, is reading Pride and Prejudice this month, or months. So I thought this would be really fun to work on, to pull out while I'm listening to Pride and Prejudice. Because that is how I do a book club, is I buy it on Audible and listen to it on Audible. Otherwise, I would never get the book read. So I have a teeny tiny start on this, and I'm using the called for colors, and this is my little start in the middle with the windows. But I have this just to kind of, when I am listening to the book, or I feel like working on this piece, I can pull it out. I don't have any, I'm in no hurry to get this done. It just is there to work on. And this is in a Sheba Designs bag. And I'm using the called for linen, which that was the other part, is I don't even know when it was. I bought like 5 pieces of R&R linen. They were kind of like assorted colors. And I was buying them because I wanted one of the colors. And I've had the other ones in my linen basket for a while. And when I saw that I had that called for fabric, then it spurred me on to go get that pattern, which I did buy it at my LNS, which is Needle Arts in Altamont Springs. Okay, this is the main project I worked on. Pretty much I worked on this the whole time. I did do, like I have some small progress on other things, but this was my main project this week. And it's my main project for the whole month, really. And that is This Is the Day by Plum Street. Again, as you can see, I feel like I want to have multiple designer patterns going at the same time, but somehow I get like on a kick of one designer and then I just have all of them or buy them. This is from Market last year. I'm sure you've all seen it. And this is where I am. And I posted a picture of this on Instagram. And what I wanted to get accomplished this week before I let myself start anything else, which is how like the Jane Austen got started, and I have another start I'd started last night because I got to my stopping point. So what I wanted to do is finish filling in the flowers, and then I wanted to get all the mortar done on the house, which I did that. And then I might work on over here, and there's a couple other things, and then this, I might do some of that this week, but I'm leaving the house to fill in when I'm at the retreat at Brick City, because that is easy fill-in work. I don't have to think about it. I can just look and fill in all of the colors, and then also fill in the roof. So that was my main goal for this week. So I love this. And I know so many people are either starting it or they had gotten so far and then they put it away and they're getting it out too. So there's a lot of encouragement and pictures of posting. So I wanted to get that to that point this week before I let myself like start anything else or work on anything else. So I was glad to get to that point. And then, you'll never believe who this pattern is by, but this was my fourth day project. So last Saturday was the 4th, which was actually my anniversary as well. But this is the pattern I'm working on the 4th of the month, which is God Bless America, by, again, Plum Street Samplers. Which eventually I want to get to a retreat where Paulette is the designer, because I love her stuff. And this is where I got, and this was one of the projects I worked on for 4x4, the hashtag with Chris. And Chris, the camping stitcher, is actually the reason I bought this pattern last year. So I finally am getting started on it, but she was working on this last year and it's so pretty. So I am using all the called for colors, and I just started up in the corner and did as much as I could. And this is a little bit less than an hour. I just put in what I wanted to work on, and then I went to This Is the Day so I could get more of that finished. But this I will put away until the 4th. I might work on this on February 20th, which is President's Day, as well, just like as a patriotic stitch. But I'm more than likely going to put this away until the next month for the 4th. So I will put that away. This was another project I got started, and I'll put this just in my basket of, I can pick it up when I want. I didn't get very far on this one either. This was part of my 4x4 as well. And this is a brand new pattern from Chessie and me, and it is part of the Threads of History Club with Country Sampler. and it is called Bertha Mae Brown. And it actually, in here, it says February 14th. So it was appropriate to be part of the club as it's about to be Valentine's Day. So I thought I'd go ahead and just get some stitches in on this, and I'll put it away for when I want to pull out some whips to get a few stitches in here and there. This is on the called for fabric that they sent, and all I did was I put in one line, and then that was about all I could do. This I was trying to work on when I had a headache, and so I didn't get very far, but I wanted to get a starting point. And that's one of my reasons, and I think I've talked about this before, for starting projects. And even if I don't continue to work on it, I can put them in a place where I know I have started it, and because it's something I want to be working on. And then I can, when I pull it out, I've already gotten a starting point on it. So I'm not trying to figure out how far 2 inches in is. I'm not trying to find the corner. I can just use what I've gotten, my small little start, to go ahead and pick it up and move forward with the stitch. But that's one of the reasons why I like to get things started. And I don't have a problem having projects started. But I've also mentioned this year, some of my goals are to get some of the things I started to get them to completion. So I am working on that in the midst of still having starts, and new things come up, and everyone wants to work on everything. Okay. And I did not mean for this to be Plum Street takeover. This is the start I had, and I really want to work on this a decent amount. This is what I let myself start after I got to my stopping point on This Is the Day. And this is Blackberry House by Plum Street Samplers. Again, I've had this in my stash. I kitted it up when I ordered it because I knew when the time came I would want to start it. So I pulled this out. I had all the floss, and I happened to get a piece of Lakeside linen this week that is perfect for this piece. Also, Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, she started a new SAL yesterday, which there is a little house here. It is called hashtag Let's Build a House SAL, S-A-L, and it is for any stitch, any house, any pattern with a house, which if you look at cross stitch patterns, a lot of them have houses in them. So most of the projects I've shown you have a house. So those would all qualify. But this one in particular, it has a little house, and I have, like I said, wanted to stitch it. I'm getting into the spring mood. I have seen the New Hampshire Stitcher. She finished it. I originally saw it on Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch and love it. And that's where I ordered it from. But this is my start from last night. I didn't have very much time to get started, but this is on 36 count Vintage Straw Flower by Lakeside Linen, which I purchased the linen from Wendy at the Tin Smith's Wife in Texas. And I messaged her, and I was looking for a pattern, and I got that too. And then I said, I'm looking for some Lakeside, and she is extremely helpful and helped me to get some Lakeside linen, which I have wanted to buy and I have yet to stitch on. So this is new linen, and this is not a new bag, but I love this bag. But this is all in here. This is the project I'm going to be most likely focusing on this week after or until the weekend, and then I'll work on my 6x6 pieces, get them moving a little bit, and then I'll probably go back to Blackberry House and then work on This Is the Day at my retreat. So that is all my whips, or all the things I've had a little touch here, a little touch there, and then really This Is the Day that was pretty much the majority of my stitching. I've had questions before too. When do I stitch? I occasionally can get a few stitches in during the day. The majority of my stitching is done after my kids go to bed. So either from 7 until I go to sleep or 8 till I go to sleep. And I most nights stop around 11 o'clock. Sometimes I'll go a little bit later, but that's my time to decompress and stitch, and I just drink a lot of caffeine to stay awake. So some people say that too. How do you stay awake the next day? I just do it. I don't know. I do require sleep, and I do sleep, but I just drink caffeine, I guess. But if I ever wanted to get stitching done, I have to stay up. If I didn't stay up, I would never get the stitching done, and it's enjoyable to me, which is why I do it. So, okay. So plans are my 6 and 6, which I already showed you. That's for this weekend. Also, like I said, I'm going to go over and check out Steel City Stitchers. I am like a periodic watcher of theirs. I am subscribed, so I know when their videos come up. But I'm going to go see what the March Madness deal is. To my understanding, they've had brackets, so hopefully they'll have a bracket, and then I can figure that out. I know last year, Michelle, who is Penny's daughter, Shares, which is another Flosstube channel, she did the March Madness, and her voting took place on Instagram, and I want to do something similar to that for mine, but I'm just not exactly sure how, what projects I'm doing, or kind of how it's going to work. But that's going to be March. And I'm only talking about March because I feel like February is almost over. So just to kind of be planning or thinking ahead. Okay, and then I have haul. And one thing I want to mention before I talk about the haul is I showed this last week and the week before. This is from Pete's Bee Skeps. This is the spool that goes with Becca Sambry Stitches. She has a sampler that fits on this, and it's called Becca's Spool. And if you use the discount code Becca's Spool 10, it's 10% off right now in their Etsy shop. So I'll put a link to the Etsy shop, and then I'll put the code underneath of it. So if you are interested in the spool, they have a discount code going on right now. And I think I forgot to say that last week, so I wanted to make sure and let you guys know. And you don't have to just use this spool for Becca's. If you have another sampler that would fit on here, this is a good spool. And then it has a hole at the top to stick scissors in also. All right, so some of my haul from this week this is also from the Tin Smith's Wife, and this is the reason I was reaching out. I'm gonna start this on Valentine's Day. I forgot about that. This is Entwined Hearts by the Scarlet House, and I got it kitted with the Aztec red linen and the silks. And this is going to be a Valentine's Day start, and it's also going to kind of double as my anniversary start. My anniversary is February 4th, so they kind of will go together, but I have wanted to stitch this for a while, and I just have never bought it. And like I said, I really enjoy working with Wendy, and so I saw she had this and thought that looks great. So I got that. And then I got another piece of a Lakeside, which is Vintage Fawn. So this is really pretty. But I have really been enjoying, and I have some other fabric too I got, but I've really been enjoying having some pieces of linen in my stash to when I find a pattern in my stash, or maybe I see a new pattern, I can go shop my own stash from my linen. I've also, with the exception of that, and one or two of the other things, most of the projects I have been pulling all of the floss from my stash. So that's also been fun to be able to go in my stash and have a lot of the colors, because I've been collecting the different fancy flosses and so on and so forth. I have a lot of DMC, but I do find sometimes, even though I think I have all the colors, I can't find a color, so then I end up having to go to Hobby Lobby. But to me, buying more DMC is not the end of the world, because it's not that expensive. But more the fancy floss, I'd like to use the ones I have. So, okay, this is from Victorian, I want to say it right, Victorian Rose Needle Arts. And she is in Gainesville, Florida, and had a whole, I don't know what's left. She had a whole bunch of needle and flax the other day. So I got some Fragile, which is from Needle and Flax, 36 count. Really pretty neutral color. So I'm really excited to use that. And I tried to get this when Rachel first came out with it, and I could not, it was already sold out. This is another color I've been wanting to see in person. This is Seraphim Old Stationery. So she had this, 36 count. Hemingway, 36 count she had, which we all know what Hemingway is. And then she had some Russian tea cake, which I have wanted to get. This is what I'm stitching my, the rabbit and the rose on. And Nicole, she so kindly sent me a piece, but I wanted to get some more of this because I really like this color. And this is 37 count Legacy. And I just, all of them I got fat quarters of, so I could, that's to me a good size for if I have a sampler. And I also was thinking of the market releases. Excuse me, I would like to choose one or two that I want to stitch and use some of the linen that some of this linen to stitch those on. And this is one more thing from the Victorian Rose Needle Art. And I do not think this club is open anymore, but keep your eye out if it is. She had a Tabby Cat Linen of the Month Club, and this is the color. It's called Just the Ticket, and this was the color for January. And I signed up for this a while ago, so like I said, I don't know if there's spots left, but it's worth checking out. Again, she's in Jacksonville. She's moved. I ordered these 4 pieces on Tuesday, I think, and they came today. So, and today's Thursday. So that's, and I live in Florida, but that's really quick. So if you're interested, I would highly recommend that. A couple other patterns, which surprise, surprise, they're Plum Street. When I went to buy the Jane Austen one, A Gentleman's Daughter, they had these ones and I've been wanting them. This is Cereal Bowl Collection, Plum Street Lesson 3, and this one has bees in it. So I'm going to save this to pull out when I work on some bee stuff in a couple months. And then this is one, I just wanted to put this in my stash. I have loved this. This is the Equality Sampler. And every time I go there, I look at the pattern and I don't buy it. And I don't know, I just said, let me just get it. I also had a, like a credit or a gift thing for there. So I use that to get that. And then just some pins from just another button company. I need to finish some pillows so I can put these in the pillows. And then I don't know if I showed this last week or not, because I've had these. These are from Soulful Creations. They are 4-inch circles. And I know Fat Quarter Shop, and I'll hold this up here. Fat Quarter Shop has the 3.5, but this is the 4-inch, which this will fit on the back of the 4-inch hoop, which is why I got them. But she is selling these in packs of 6. And so I got 2 packs of them to use because I want to make some pin cushions for a retreat. And these are already cut and I don't have to cut the circle. So, yeah. So if you're interested, those are out there. Okay. That is all for today. What I want to do for the giveaways for this week, of course, now I've already lost one of them. I'm going to announce the giveaways from last week. If you were a winner, you need to send me an email at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com. And again, I haven't had any more issues with the strange comments, but I think other people have. And I have also heard it's like across all of YouTube, not just Flosstube, with someone using my name and then also putting contact me on Telegram. That's not me. It's a scam. Do not respond to that. So if you win, I will say it on here. I'm not commenting on your post or anything like that. So just email me that you won, what your address is. If you want to give away from last week, or from the previous week, I'm mailing them out today. It's been a little crazy and I haven't gotten anything mailed out, but I'm going to get them in the mail today. So sorry for the long time on that, but okay. So from last week, the giveaway winners are for the spring chart from Rosewood Manor. The winner is Debbie Hazlitt. Number 2 was Harvest House, and the winner is Linda Norris. And then the winner of Farm Life is That One Stitcher 171. So That One Stitcher 171, you won this pattern. So again, if you are one of the winners, send me an email at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com and I will drop that in the mailbox to you once you contact me. All right, so for this week, I have 2 giveaways, and in order to enter the giveaway, you need to be a subscriber to my channel. You need to be over 18. You need to like the video and subscribe. Along the lines of subscribing, I was looking at the analytics this week, and there are about 30% of the viewers who are watching the videos are not subscribers. So if you like the content, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, it helps get the video out there to other people. So I would appreciate that. And then that's one of the qualifications to winning, is that you are a subscriber. So that just would be so wonderful. And I'm almost to a next, I think, to 8,000. So that would put me to 8,000 before my 1-year floss anniversary, which would be great. But again, I mean, we're not here to win subscribers or have the most. It's all about the fun and the content. So, but I just wanted to put that out there too. So that being said, you need to be a subscriber to win, and like the video and comment. So for this week, the question I want you to answer is just, what is your favorite shop to order from? And I ask this again, I ask this often because market is coming up. Some people might not have an LNS. Once people start commenting, you can go on and see other shops. Most all brick and mortar shops, you can put a phone call in and they will mail you what you would like. The online shops, you can just go right online. So a couple of mine I wanted to say is my local LNS is, again, Needle Orts, and it's in Altamont Springs. And then my second closest is Brick City Cross Stitch. And that one, you can join the Facebook group Brick City Stitchers. And Linda, she posts on that group when they have new releases, and you can comment right on there. After, there's a little bit of a process to go through to do her Me Please, but it's all posted on there, and you can buy charts from there. You can call Jean at the shop and she will be happy to get stuff together for you and mail it out. So those are 2 brick and mortar. And then online, I love Stacy Stitches Creative Studio. I know she's doing pre-orders for Market, and she will have Market releases in her shop. And then also Christine from Hollis Hands Creates. I love her shop too. Hers is on Etsy, and she has a great selection of linen. And then she also has lots of charts. If there's something you want that you don't see, you can message her and she's more than happy to get it in also. Both online shops are great, and there's tons more. Those are just ones that are kind of my go-tos that I like to go to. So that's mine. Okay, so for number 1, the prize is Strawberry Faire. So if you are interested in this, you're going to answer the question and then use the number 1. And number 2 is Loads of Love by Primrose Cottage. And then you'll also get this Primrose Cottage bag. So this is number 2. And also they're doing a stitch along for this pattern right now. So this is number 2. And you'll just, again, answer the question and then use the number 2. And this is the prize. So that is all I have for today. I will be on the Facebook group, on Instagram this weekend with my 6 and 6. I'll be stitching, so post your pictures. Join me over there. And I hope you guys have a great week. Happy Valentine's Day. That's on Tuesday. Whether you're celebrating with your husband, partner, whoever, your friends, going out with your girlfriends, or whoever you're celebrating with. Enjoy. I hope you get a lot of stitching in, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.